have been every voice
you have ever heard inside your head.
So you didn't like The Force Awakens, nor did you like The Last Jedi. Maybe your expectations were subverted. Maybe you just don't like J.J. Abrams nor Rian Johnson. Whatever the reason, and there are many that divide the fans, you cannot deny the evil that is the return of Emperor Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Do it.
And leave a thumbs up for the video.
Do it.
It really does help me interact and engage with you all. This Palpatine was what we had all hoped to see in the previous trilogies. A man consumed by the dark side of the Force. Not just wielding it, consumed by it. The Emperor's return has to be the part of The Rise of Skywalker I like the most. As Darth Vader and Boba Fett were always my favorite characters growing up, however, Emperor Palpatine was the one holding Vader's leash, and Vader was holding Boba Fett's, to a certain degree. So for me, the Emperor was the ultimate villain, cold and calculating in his movements and manipulations. From the beginning of The Rise of Skywalker, it is put out there that Emperor Palpatine surprised us with a return. In the opening crawl, it mentions that our big baddie was behind the scenes. Then, we see Kylo Ren finding the wayfinder that leads to the Emperor's hidden location on Exegol. Kylo Ren finds him, and Palpatine tells him, "I created Snoke." Now, with a bit of the story out of the way, Emperor Palpatine looks, well, wicked. He's almost in a zombie-like state with his physical appearance. Hooked up to a giant life support that is reminiscent of a huge skill crane, you see his clone shell is defective. Maybe it was the fact that the last time we saw him, he was chucked down a deep shaft into a reactor. Yeet! His body died, but he carried on somehow. Of course, we all thought he was dead at that point, but it seems not. He conquered what he set forth in Revenge of the Sith. He manipulated life and death. Not only that, he manipulated people into believing someone else was in control. Snoke. The entire galaxy was afraid of this supreme leader, and we as viewers, some I guess, believed he was a stand-in. Another big bad put in place to fill a role that didn't seem right. Palpatine's appearance, right away, was that of a horror movie. I felt a cold chill, the same I would have felt if I had come face to face with Dracula in his dark castle. His eyes were white, and parts of him were rotting away. His skin is gray, and every time the light flickered or flashed, his facial expression changed from sinister to deviant to more sinister. Some fans have a hard time with his appearance. He didn't look as distorted as he did in Return of the Jedi. This is true, but you have to remember, he was more of a dark side consumed zombie at this point. His clone body was decaying. As the film progressed, Emperor Palpatine's appearance shifted. Once he pulled the life force from Rey, he was made to look more like the Emperor we all knew and loved from the days of yore. He had the glowing yellow eyes again, and he had the butt-cracked forehead. The difference is, the dark side definitely took its toll, even on his final aesthetic. I have described how Emperor Palpatine manipulated other characters, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin's alter ego, Darth Vader. He manipulated an entire Senate and galaxy into welcoming him as the undisputed ruler of the First Galactic Empire. Now, he was manipulated Kylo Ren into luring Rey to Exegol in an effort to possess her by giving hope to Kylo that he would rule the Sith Empire and the Last Order fleet. Obvious, right? He also manipulated Rey into giving herself to him to possess. Again, obvious. Emperor Palpatine also manipulated the Force. With the help of the dark side acolytes, the Emperor returned from the dead. He learned the skill only known by his master, Darth Plagueis. He manipulated life and death. With all that being said, I feel like Palpatine is definitely the master of the dark side of the Force. Now I'm going to say something that's probably going to make a lot of you mad, but I'm including myself in with this. We, as fans of the Star Wars franchise, are spoiled brats. We want fan service, but not too much. We want different, but not too different. We want a conclusion, but it better not be too familiar. Why are we so spoiled? Because a lot of us have been fans since day one. We have almost 43 years invested in this franchise. Even if you're a newer fan of the prequel era, chances are you had a parent get you into it. Sure, there are casual fans, but they aren't the ones complaining. Casual fans go to see a Star Wars movie for the adventure and see where it goes, then come out of the theater like, cool movie, bro. Then there's us, the diehard fans, the fringe, the lunatics, the ones that pick apart every word spoken and dissect every meaning. Oftentimes, it splits the fan base. The return of Emperor Palpatine is no different. It isn't as widely disrespected as that of poor Jar Jar Binks, but it's obvious the fans are split. Star Wars is very personal to all of us, and we lash out to anyone who disagrees with our opinions of it. Our theories get subverted, and writers don't go the direction we would have gone. For me, this is fine. If it fits all my theories, then it's too predictable. Back to Emperor Sheev Palpatine, or Darth Sidious if you prefer. A lot of fans feel like adding him to the end of the saga made him a red herring or a deus ex machina, something added in to explain it all with no clues given that this was going to happen. However, I'm here to add my opinion. Of course I am. I feel it was perfect adding the Emperor as the main villain, pulling all the strings from the beginning. Why? Because the first two trilogies were about the Emperor and his relationship with Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. It makes perfect sense to show him manipulating Anakin's descendant. What I should say is descendants, plural. Descendants. BenSolo was only one person. Yes, but this time he finally manipulated Luke Skywalker. Something he was unable to do in the original trilogy. He manipulated him into believing Snoke had turned Ben's heart to the dark side. Luke was unsuspecting of the Emperor's return. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. It really does help me generate new content. And be careful out there in these crazy times. And may the Force be with you, always.
My boy, I made Snoke.